Hello everyone, welcome to another Alpha Console tutorial. In this video we'll be covering the Curvature Pack or Curvature Texture. Recently I have sort of been reminded that this exists. I completely forgot about it, so I thought I'd make a video on it. What this allows you to do is take the car colour, such as forest green, titanium white, sky blue, and put it onto the body. This will give you an extra color, an extra way of painting for any decals you make. This can be used on a standard diffuse, a standard decal, such as what you see on screen, which is my recent torrent merch design, and also on paintable decals on the skin using the skin parameters. As the Curvature Pack has their own parameter, I'll also show you the JSON file as well. It's pretty simple. It's literally Curvature Pack, and then you just put your image onto it. So this is what a Curvature Pack looks like. It's a pink or purple texture with green highlights. The pink or purple color will change. On the Dominus, it's quite a bit darker than what you see on the Octane here. So the pink is for non-painted, and then the green is for painted. So this is a standard curvature pack. So in game, everything looks pretty normal. So this is for the Octane. I've made a new layer. I've got a green paint ready to go. So let's just paint a big old green circle. And I'll export that to show you what the JSON file looks like. What have I got? I've got the torrent merch here. So here's Curvature Pack, the parameter, and then I'll just put my decal in there. So it's already set up, ready to go. So for now, if I just hit refresh, there's a big old grey circle which covers the decal itself. So the reason it's grey is because the car paint is grey. It's unpainted. However, if I now go to Octane and then paint, let's say forest green, and then sky blue, titanium white. So the green changes with the paint finish or paint color. To give you an example of the pink, whoops, wrong one. Let's paint this this front bit here. So just a nice big stretch like that, and export that. So what we've painted is a line on here. And as you see, this sort of remains a dark grey. It's not completely black, so no matter what we change this to, that's still there because it's unpainted. On these paintable parts, it will remain the default value, which is this colour, obviously because there's no paint for it. However, on the diffuse, you can't not have an unpainted area. So this is the effect that it gives. So there's a few differences in the way this works, in terms of color, and also in terms of the underlying decal, which we'll get into a bit later. So in terms of color, depending on the value of the color you select, so if I was to get a different sort of shade, you see here that these are the values that I've just selected. if I select different ones, it gives me different values. You can get your decal can go through this. So you need a good value color for it. It'll be sort of semi-transparent. Another way around this, if you do find this happening and you can't find a good color for it, you can always use white. A standard white will always be opaque. Is opaque the right word? You won't be able to see through it. So if you do find that happening quite a bit, just use white, and as you see, it works just the same. So if you find your decal or whatever is going through your paint, just use white. Another thing for this is that if you're using a diffuse for a standard decal like this paint will be on top of your whatever you're painting. So if we were to go something like this, just for a quick show. See, now we're seeing the decal again. So for a diffuse layer, this paint will be on top of your decal. But for a paintable decal, if you're using a skin parameter, it will be underneath. So you would still see the paint finishes. You'll see the decal through this paint that you've done. It's just something to keep in mind. So let's just delete that, and we'll export this again. So we've got a standard pack, and let's go to our orange car. So this is the Asimov paintable version. This was done by, I think it was done by Butthead, I can't remember. But this is paintable. You can use your paints in the garage. You've got your, let's mix up a bit. Let's get some Dino and Furry. So let's now again paint some areas. What we'll do is we'll go with green. Actually, hang on, let's do this for green. And we'll just paint the front of the car like this. As you can see here, you can still see the decal, and you can also see the paint finishes. Even if we was to use a high value green like this, and also let's chuck in a white like that. It doesn't matter, you can still see everything clearly. That's something to keep in mind as well. And just for the sake of it, let's put that there. And you see we can still get that sort of dark grey colour on the non-painted parts, because obviously, as I said before, that's the default colour for them for non-painted. Okay, so what I've just done to further give a point of what you can do with this, how you can add this to your decals, I've made a quick paintable decal. This is it. It's something very simple. So you've got a circle, pretty much a bomb sort of thing. You can change your accent colors, which changes the color of the bomb. Your primary, which changes the color of the car. And also I've added this bit up here, which is sort of the spark to the wire, which I've set to Royal Tyrant Decal. So this can then change the colour of the spark. So now if I was to go back into my editor and show, pretty much overlay where, oh come on, there we go, overlay where this is, I want to add something else here. Let's say we give him, I don't know, a shock face. So let's grab a border, put it by 2 and fill with white, and then we can hide. There's my group. Hide my group like that. So all I've got now is the curvature pack, which is pretty standard, apart from a white circle here. I'm going to save that and override my curve. There we go. Found out what the issue was. So now we've refreshed. This is what we've got. Obviously, this circle is now grey. It won't change with the accent. It won't change with the primary. It won't change with the decal colour. But what it will do is change with the car colour. So I hope that was useful to you. If you want to know how to get those sort of curvature packs, the Rocket League Wiki Skins Discord server has a database where you can find some. If they're not in there, you can either rip them from the game. Well, you would have to rip them from the game. There's a few tutorials out there. I know Furphy has released one using UE Viewer, and I myself have one for Ninja Ripper. Hopefully this was a useful tutorial for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall catch you all later. Peace out.